Today we are very excited to welcome the Indiana Fever to our Level 4 NICU so that our tiniest patients and their families get the chance to meet these wonderful individuals.
Hi, Caitlin, nice to meet you.
That is probably the most special moment that has ever happened.
Sophie, a 10-year-old diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, found herself facing a constant stream of doctors' visits and treatments. Yet, her determination to support her family led her to set up a small lemonade stand, aiming to raise money for her medical expenses. Her unwavering spirit and bravery soon captured the hearts of the local community.
Now they're raising money to donate to the hospital that helped save her life, and they're also helping other children diagnosed with her daughter's same disease.
Sophie, a vibrant 10-year-old with a radiant smile and sparkling blue eyes, was known for her warmth and love. Her chestnut hair framed her face perfectly, and her curiosity about the world reflected the joy of childhood. Yet, Sophie's journey had taken a different turn than most kids her age. Diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a type of blood cancer, she found herself facing tough chemotherapy treatments and countless hospital visits. Despite the grueling process, Sophie's spirit remained unbroken. Determined to ease her family's burden, Sophie set up a simple lemonade stand to raise money for her medical bills. Her bravery and positivity soon captured the hearts of everyone in her community. But what happened next was beyond anyone's wildest imagination. Enter basketball star Caitlin Clark, whose act of kindness would not only change Sophie's life, but also offer a glimmer of hope during her darkest days. Stay tuned as we reveal how Caitlin's unexpected gesture left everyone speechless and inspired hope when it was needed the most.
It's very, very special. The type of leukemia that she has is very aggressive, so the chemotherapy was very aggressive.
The relentless toll of chemotherapy wore Sophie's body down, replacing her once active, carefree days with a routine of doctor's appointments, hospital stays, and exhausting treatments. She often felt weak, nauseous, and isolated, a far cry from the lively, playful girl she had been just a year before. Yet, despite the overwhelming physical and emotional challenges cancer had brought her way, Sophie refused to let herself succumb to despair. Her parents, both working tirelessly to keep their family afloat, were overwhelmed by mounting medical bills. Sophie couldn't bear to see them struggle alone. Though just a child, she was determined to make a difference, to contribute in any way she could. One afternoon, after another long stay in the hospital, Sophie came up with an idea that, though simple, felt incredibly important to her: a lemonade stand. She had watched others in her neighborhood set up their stands in the summer, selling lemonade, cookies, and treats with joy and excitement. The sight always brightened her day, and now Sophie saw the stand as her own way to make a difference. It wouldn't just be a fun summer activity, it would be her way of helping cover the costs of the treatments that were keeping her alive.
Tonight, a community turning lemons into lemonade. Neighbors in Westford are trying to raise money for the medical care that a little girl desperately needs.
And they're doing it one glass at a time.
Sophie's lemonade stand was more than just a small table outside her house. It was a symbol of her resilience. At only 10 years old, Sophie had already been through so much. Diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, she spent more time in hospitals than any child should, undergoing painful chemotherapy treatments. As her energy drained and her body grew weaker, Sophie knew her parents were struggling under the weight of mounting medical bills. Despite her own battles, she couldn't bear to see them carry the burden alone. She wanted to help. Determined to make a difference, Sophie set up a modest lemonade stand outside her home. With the help of her family, she poured lemonade for anyone who stopped by. It wasn't much: a small folding table, a pitcher, and a few cups. But for Sophie, it was a lifeline for her family. The sign she painted herself read, "Lemonade for Sophie, fighting cancer with a smile." Her smile, despite everything, was infectious, and soon word spread throughout the neighborhood. Neighbors, some familiar, others new, stopped by to show their support, purchasing lemonade and leaving generous donations. Sophie greeted every customer with a warm, radiant smile, grateful for the kindness she received. Though her stand raised only a fraction of what her treatments cost, it meant the world to her. It was her way of helping her family through a challenging time. But Sophie's story was about to take an unexpected turn. Caitlin Clark, the renowned basketball star, had recently been focused on her charity work, particularly through the Caitlin Clark Foundation. As part of a larger fundraising effort, Caitlin had received a generous $22,000 donation through Gainbridge's Parody Week initiative. While in town preparing for an event, Caitlin took some time off to visit a local hospital and donate the funds. It was during this visit that Caitlin's path crossed with Sophie's. As Caitlin walked through the hospital, her eyes were drawn to a lemonade stand outside the entrance. There she saw Sophie, a young girl standing strong behind the stand with a sign that read, "Fighting Cancer with a Smile." Moved by Sophie's spirit, Caitlin approached her stand. She learned that Sophie was battling leukemia and that her family was struggling to keep up with the growing medical costs. Despite the modest success of her stand, Sophie's efforts weren't enough to cover the bills. Sophie was stunned when Caitlin walked up to her. She had never imagined that someone like Caitlin Clark would take notice of her small corner of the world. Caitlin, with her warm and caring demeanor, introduced herself and expressed her admiration for Sophie's courage. She bought lemonade from Sophie, took the time to chat with her, and offered words of encouragement. But Caitlin wasn't done yet. She knew there was more she could do. As their conversation continued, Caitlin learned about the financial strain Sophie's family was facing, and it sparked an idea. Caitlin, who had recently received the large donation for her foundation, decided to do something extraordinary. She offered to cover Sophie's entire treatment plan with the funds she had received. It was a gesture that would change everything for Sophie and her family. The news of Caitlin's generous offer spread quickly, leaving the hospital staff and the local community in awe. Sophie's parents, overwhelmed with gratitude, could hardly believe the relief they were receiving. Sophie, still processing the enormity of the situation, felt a wave of hope wash over her. With Caitlin's support, she no longer had to worry about the financial strain of her treatments. Her focus could remain on recovery, without the constant anxiety of medical bills. Sophie's lemonade stand, which had started as a small act of determination, turned into something much bigger thanks to Caitlin's unexpected kindness. What Sophie began to help her family, Caitlin turned into a life-changing gift. Sophie's journey was far from over, but now she could face the challenges ahead with one less burden to carry and a renewed sense of hope. In a different part of the world, another young girl was about to experience an unexpected act of kindness that would change her life forever. 16-year-old Shannon Furr had always faced hardships, dealing with rheumatoid arthritis, bowel disease, and celiac disease.